Testing, and let's just give this a second to roll around. I want to show you that this is actually kind of getting a little easier on ATLV, partly because they're now writing in Rhino geometry scripts, so I don't really have to do anything to the script. So what I brought in here was kind of something that I was having fun with. But I figured I'd jazz it up with something. I didn't want to take the script away from you. This is generated by the educational program at atlv.org. Take a look at that. What I did was I went in and I was thinking, okay, we'll add some things to play with these variables here. And I was like, nah, let's go in and let's set a random gene pool to list items. So you got to go down here and do a list item. And that way I can gain access with these square parentheses to the indices numbers. So, you keep pushing yourself to go farther. It may not seem like much, partly because you watch other people do it all the time and they make it look so easy. But when you get in there and look, all they've done is Rhino geometry, set it as I import that as RG, and then they're using that NURB surface create form from corners, and they're back to 3 corners on the script. So really nothing new has happened. They played a little bit. You get lost in these percentages. It always intimidates people when they see this, but we're literally talking about making panels on a surface that you import. So if I go here and I say, okay, there's my surface I imported, take it off and take a look at it virtually. That's just one, and I can totally have parametric control over that by jumping into here and putting points on and saying, no, that point really needed to be, lifted up a bit. This one needed to be pushed down a bit. The other one needed to be, these 3 needed to be pulled forward a bit. You're basically playing with some things, and then of course you got to reset, grab that geometry there, and you got to reset that into your surface, and it will update. And then you'll want to take that geometry and hide it. You'll want to take your baked geometry of what you had before, and let's see the update. Let's just go in here, and there you go. You get the total update on that graph. Now, what's nice is not only does it update according to the surface that I'm putting behind it, that's wonderful, but it actually updates not only, you can go in there and split the panels, which is what this whole script was about. And they chose triangles, but with my triangles, I thought, hey, let's go into a gene pool. Let's set an edit, and let's roll between -2 and -1 and 2 as a rational numbers, and then just throw it on gene pool. Randomize, whatever. Gene pool, and this is how you can really play with things. And you're starting to have an understanding of it. Everything tucked into one node, one simple script. This, once again, that looks a little crazy that they're making surfaces off of all these points for I and num, and they got point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then they got normal coming off of that at 1, 2, 3, 4, and so they're using the normal at, which is definitely usable within the surf uh, uh, function. They just put it in there, and you've got your input, so you could just pull your point at on each one of those imports, and the surface is what, of course, has been imported in. So that's your parameter in here. Your UMV num is just usually what you see on nodes, the UMV count, and that's an integer value which you can change. And then all I did was that random G pool. I thought that was kind of fun. And Gene pool is up here, and it's a very powerful tool. And I think it can be used all the time, not just for optimization, just for geometries in and of themselves. Anyhow, enough rooting and rambling. I enjoyed it so much. I'll put back in my little shiny steel piece behind it and pop my colors on top, and maybe I'll just take my panels. Let me do this first, hide that. Let me do a little quick bake and put it into some colorful thing, group them together so I can grab them and throw those into an analyze surface zebra and make that a horrible yellowish orange because that's putrid. And there we go. And now you've got, take off your viewing and grasshopper. Actually, you have to leave that on to see it. And you've got these forms along with the blue form behind it, but you don't need to do that. You can just bring back at your back image, and that was the steel. So you're looking in there and you're like, that's pretty cool. It's not great colors, but take my points off, and there we go. Roll that one around, and what's nice is it's actually popped through the negatives. You actually made some pretty cool little jagged shapes coming off of a surface mirror. And I didn't intend on doing that, but 90% of this is about finding out what you're doing without intending to do it. I'm not sure which way it would spin if I did a turntable on that angle, but I'm curious. No, it's going to throw it into a top view and spinning. You have to play with other views to do that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Rambling on another 5 minutes. Keep going, keep going, keep going.